My name is Socrates. I'm an American. Yeah, thanks. Appreciate that. Some things just don't change, I guess. I'm going to keep with the theme of injured and damaged comedians tonight. I feel they kind of stole my thunder, but I thought I'd be wearing a closed shirt today. I thought I might, and I tried to put on a shirt. I figured out on YouTube how do you do these things. I asked my therapist, she didn't know. YouTube knows everything, and I said, you put it on the one arm, then you duck in. Well, I got the one arm, then I ducked, and my arm said, nah. We're going to go with the toga off the shoulder look one more time. So if you're wondering at all, I kind of broke my arm recently. I had to learn more Dutch. It's a bad way to learn Dutch. I had to learn the word, I didn't learn it that well. I'm on drugs. Toen was aangereden. Using a sentence, ik ben aangereden door een scooterklootzak. Which means I was run into by a fucking asshole on a scooter. Which is pretty true. Basically what happened, I was on a bike and a car drove on the scooter path and on the bike path, and so did a scooter, and left me in a space around the blind corner and smashed into me. And then I got to fly. That was fun. The flying part was cool. Very peaceful because it was a big bang, and then the flying, and then the landing, not as good. But another important word that you should know is fietspad, which means bike path. Now, the guy driving the car didn't seem to get it. And the guy on the scooter, I don't know if he got it or not, but I got it. And I asked the guy, he was a Dutch dude, I said, are you a Nederlander? And he said, yeah, but not from here, because the whole country is so huge that, if you're in Maastricht, it's completely different, 2 freaking hours. And 59-year-old guy, and I said, what the hell did you do, basically? I'm from New Jersey, so I use a lot more fuck words. I couldn't help it, I wasn't on drugs yet. He said he was following his GPS. Yeah, fucking hell, thank you, yeah. Glad he didn't go into a canal or right into a bank or head into Ukraine. I don't know. But then they say, the Dutch doctors, they don't like to give medicine. You have cancer if you're a kankerhoor. I don't know. Which means cancer whore, by the way. That's like the big Dutch curse, by the way. You wish cancer on people, which was affected years ago when cancer was a death sentence. But now it's like, chemo, I feel a lot better. So, now I'm just a whore. But when the ambulance came, they offered me fentanyl. Yeah, so much for the paracetamol. Well, I want fentanyl. I'm American, so I'm like paranoid, so I said no. And then my arm said yes. And it didn't really help though, the saline solution. Literally, they put the saline shot in and that felt, I was like, oh yeah, now the fentanyl. I was like, oh really? Gave me the fentanyl, didn't really help. I got to the hospital, they gave me morphine. And then they said, you want some more morphine, I want that paracetamol injury, and they don't say, yeah, morphine, I'm on Oxycontin, eating more Oxycontin. It's cool, I'm getting used to it. I've gotten back to the T-Rex stage, and I basically, my arm is now a 4-year-old child. Just yesterday, it wanted to help. I could hear, I want to help, trying to put a bottle cap on, so I gave it the cap, spread it around. It tried, it did its best, So there's a lot of Dutch. Dutch is a great language, if you're like depressed or alone, or I spent a couple years alone, so I just kind of was making guttural noises, very Dutch, But there's a lot of good Dutch words that, again, fietspad, important word, if you're in a car, don't go there. I didn't think that had to be stated, but apparently it does, so I can mention it a couple times. But there's a hard word that the Dutch use, and if anybody in a relationship with a Dutch person in here, make noise because I can't see you. Not that many. Who would blame you? The Dutch they're like this. So, by the way, the reason I don't have a cast on this thing is because the Dutch are cheap. You've heard of this too, huh? But there's a hard word in Dutch that's very hard to understand if you've never gone out with a Dutch person new here, and it applies to various situations. It definitely applies in this situation. But it applies to almost every Dutch situation, and that word is So sometimes when I think about what I could have done, what I didn't do, what could have been, I just have to say, Okay, that's what this is, you know. The Dutch have unhelpful things as well. They like rhymes, you know. They like to say helaas pindakaas because it rhymes, you know. But it doesn't. It's not useful because it literally means oh well peanut butter. You can't interpret that helpfully, you know. You can't go, hey, appreciate that, you know. Okay, yeah, that was on target, man. But oh well peanut butter. But they love a good rhyme. The other one I like that you don't hear as much. When I first moved here, for some reason, a lot of grandmothers have been telling me this. Maybe it was a hint, I don't know. But it's another good rhyme one, which is noken in the koken. I don't know how you use noken in the koken in a sentence, but it literally means fucking in the kitchen. Now, I don't know, but they never told me that this means something else. I just think they love their rhymes, and you know, and I guess like the noken in the koken, you know. I've never done it, you know, but well, maybe, but not here. Anyway, I'm 56, so I suddenly realized, hey, shit, yeah, I think I have done a little noken in the koken. It's happened. But I think another really hard word in Dutch. One of the problems, like with relationships, it's a minefield of relationships because you have a vriendin, which is a female friend that you're having some noken with, or a vriend, which is a male friend that you're noken in the koken with. And but if the direct friend of yours is a vriend of mij, is someone you're not having sex with. Well, I mentioned a male friend of mine, and I trying to be Dutchish. I said he is my vriendin, which is really, really wrong, you know, because basically, I mean, I kind of called him my woman, but I think it translates even more so like my bitch, you know. And he said, no, I'm not your vriendin. He explained to me, and I understood a whole lot better after that. So. But again, words, with the words thing is a hard thing. It's like going up here on stage, you know, with one hand. My hand wants to grab it, but I'm not going to, because then I yell, and that's not nearly as funny. I could have used Sam's healing finger. He didn't even offer. You know. But my butt's okay, so. But I don't know if you noticed the crisis in the world. The world's going to crap, and I think part of the problem is, you know, people have high expectations of politicians and politics, you know. I understand that they're the ones who create the crisis, so I could see that they'd have a way out. But the thing is, people overreach what politics can do, and I think because they don't understand the whole concept, you know. As a Greek, I'm sort of genetically bound to tell you that politics is a Greek word. It comes from poly, which means many, and ticks. A blood-sucking parasite that spreads diseases. Politics, you know. And the whole problem is he was from this other concept, democracy, which is what the people wanted. And if you had to guess, democracy, that's a Greek word. It comes from demo, to try out, and krisi, which is Greek for wine. Because what the people wanted, they just wanted to try some wine. They wanted a party, you know? Which is why all the political organizations are all called parties. You know, Democratic Party, you know, but nobody party like the Green Party. I can never get a cheer for the Green Party, which really is bad for our future. But any expats? We have a bunch of expats. Are you guys like me? Did you come to the Netherlands for the food? Yeah, but you're staying for the weather, right? Yeah, me too. My name is Socrates. You guys had a lot of fun. See you guys soon.